actually have an addition to this panel that I did not know about until like 5 minutes ago. So Bruce Davison is going to be here. But let's just go ahead and bring everybody out. We got Meg Foster, got Dee Wallace, Judy Greeson, Bruce Davison, and at some point Patricia Quinn. Yes, they do.
Holy hell, everybody's here.
So everybody, let's one more time. Got any Rob Zombie fans here? So I guess that's probably how we should start this. A question that goes out to everybody. How did you come in contact with Rob Zombie? Was it just through this movie, or have any of you known him before this?
I was walking through the graveyard. Sorry, no, please. Ladies first.
I did Halloween with Rob. And it was the first time he really saw me got killed on the screen. He had killed me. I got massive angry emails. But I went in and we did it, and then 3 weeks later I got a call and they said, well, we need you back again. And I said, well, but I already died. And they said, well, Rob wants to kill you better. Anybody else? How do we get started with Rob?
Rob was actually in casting this role, and my agent thought I wouldn't want to say the lines that I had to say. And I was sent what we call sides, which is meaning I was sent parts of the script, and I said, oh, I love this. And I was, as they used to say on tape, I don't know what we say now.
That's fine.
And Mr. Zombie said, book her. She understands what I've written.
One thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
The graveyard. As you were saying.
How did you
How did I do what?
How did you meet Rob Zombie, and why did you end up with me whacking me over the head with a frying pan?
I didn't touch you. My meeting with Rob Zombie is such a secret.
I can't follow that at all. So take the next question.
I first met Mr. Rob Zombie through his films. And then I was asked if I'd be interested in reading a side on Lords of Salem. And I read it, and I was interested, and we spoke on the phone. And he asked me and invited me to attend, and I did.
He wrote the part for me, actually, because most of you know, I do healing work. I'm an international healer, and so he thought it was really cute to make me a self-help guru.
I was wondering if that was
Healing and healing. Welcome to me.
Well, one thing that with Meg especially is Meg has a very soft and sultry voice. But I wonder, Meg, was that all you in the film, or is any of that? I mean, was any of that computers, or did you lose your voice? Because I don't understand how you stayed so raspy so long.
I don't know if it was computer, but I did lose my voice. Didn't totally lose my voice, but my voice kept going down. And then one day, we showed up on the set, and we were supposed to be doing this huge dialogue scene. And then, so there's no words. And that's good. But I just don't think I can talk again. But no, I don't know. I don't know if it was.
I did scenes with you, and it was your voice.
I trust Dee because I couldn't hear anything.
It was fabulous, and it was your voice.
Well, I want to jump around a little bit and talk about some random stuff. So the first random thing I want to talk about is Dee Wallace beat Bruce Davison to death with a frying pan.
Yes!
Sorry I spoiled it for any of you that missed it, but I kind of feel like everybody here has seen it.
Sonny came to life.
Yes, I asked for my eggs over easy. That's how good I got it.
Got your bacon served up, that's what
Is it hard to be beaten by such a nice woman? Is it kind of shocking, kind of scary? Never expected from Dee.
Right, there was a wonderful opening line within our dialogue that was cut that you did. I just wanted to tell everybody she had the best take on it I've ever seen. I don't know why Rob cut it, but she says, "Are you married?" I say, "Yeah, 17 years." She says, "How's the sex?" And I just go, "Well, you know, it comes and goes."
Why would he cut that?
That.
Y'all would have liked that, wouldn't you?
Yeah!
You know, you guys are into the sex.
Now, as far as, I mean, essentially we have all the villains here, save for Bruce, who's, you know, the good guy. But with all of you ladies, I'm just so, well, I guess not necessarily for Pat as Magenta. She can be a bit sinister down there, but I'm so used to thinking all of you as such nice women. As a little, you see the Frightmares? I'm so used to seeing all of you as prim and proper and kind of terrifying in that film. Was it hard for you to come across so scary, or was it easy because you're so used to being nice?
You should have seen us trying to eat lunch with them.
All heard that one before. Personally, I'm this Rob Zombie movie, but I actually thought I was in Arsenic and Old Lace. That's the way I saw it. I thought it was very comedic, humorous, and lots of tea. And how I met Rob Zombie, sorry about that, sorry I was late, was I actually met him 15 years ago in London, unbeknown to me, because I didn't know he was Rob Zombie. Well, I didn't know. The two American guys were casting a film and they wanted to meet me, and I met them, and then when I arrived on the set of the film, it was on the internet that I had dinner with Rob Zombie 15 years ago in London. I said, "So it's rumored that I have had dinner with you." He said, "Well, Pat, you did." I said, "Well, could you give me a clue?" He said, "Well, my hair was much darker then," and I thought, you know, like a girl would say I was blonde and not red then. And I thought, I still didn't know who he was. And so then he said, and then we went to the Groucho for dinner and we did this, did that. And I said to him, "Are you the Crow Man?" He said, "Yes." And so he actually was going to do a remake of the film The Crow, and specifically wanted to see me and Richard O'Brien and Christopher Lee in London in connection with that, but he never made it. So 15 years later, I got a call from Mr. Zombie's casting director asking me if I'd like to do this film. And he's very steadfast and loyal and sweet. 15 years later.
I mean, obviously to us horror nerds, Rob Zombie is fairly well revered. Were you aware of sort of his cult status in our hemisphere? Or was this just, okay, this is a cool film, I want to be involved?
Do we look good? Would we not know who Rob Zombie? I mean, really?
I didn't know who Rob Zombie.
Thank you.
Of course you didn't like secrets.
The name is a giveaway, for starters. I had done a film called Willard with rats before CGI. Where the special effects consisted of me lying on the floor and 5 guys dumping 600 rats on me, saving it for the last shot and smearing me with peanut butter. That was special effects then. And that sort of impressed him, so he thought, well, I've got a better way to kill you this time. So I'm going to make you the Marty Balsam character. You can be the detective for a while till we beat your face into the frying pan. I said, that sounds like something I'd like to do.
There's a scene that you will see in the film where there are rats, and it's a scene with Sheri Zombie. And Rob said, the first assistant said to me, "Judy, Rob's thinking would be cool to have you holding a rat. Have you ever worked with rats before? And I said, no, I haven't. And he said, don't worry at all. These are professional rats.
I should have called Ben. I think he's still living in Van Nuys.
That actually leads into the next question I was going to ask about working with Rob and Sheri. And you know, I don't think any of us have ever been on a Rob Zombie set. So just out of curiosity, do they act as husband and wife on set, or is it very, you know, she's the actress, he's the director? You have to be honest, Dee. I see you giving me that look.
I found them very professional, and yes, you can really tell how much they love and respect each other all the time. I mean, they're like health vets, do you know that? She'll bring his vitamins to him. It's very sweet. It's really very sweet. And if they disagree, I never saw them disagree.
Never.
If they disagreed, I think they took. I can't imagine Rob really disagreeing with anybody other than the Weinsteins.
All right, Dee, tell us the story. You're holding up.
Yeah, there's too many freaking.
If you let her keep talking, she'll tell you.
But I just thought they were lovely, and I love both of them. We all love it.
Yeah, I think you see both. You see a director, you see an actor, but you can't mistake their deep love for each other. You know,
and
there's
respect.
yes, and respect, and there's tremendous gentleness and kindness between the two of them. It's so obvious that they really love each other.
Yeah, between them and us.
Oh yeah. It's a very, very happy set.
It's an extraordinary feeling. I worked with Mr. Borman on a film called The Emerald Forest, and Mr. Borman travels with his family. His wife and children always come. He would wait till the children were out of school and bring them. And it's being on a set and creating with a man and a wife, you know, a woman and a man, a director and an actress. There's just a little different energy, and it's a comfort, especially, but certainly Rob and Sheri, Rob holds so much space. It's like you're being held in space. You're just sort of floating. For all his actors, and he does for Sheri, and for the art directors and the costume designers, and yet he sort of goes through like a little breeze, and he just touches and tweaks, sort of tickles. And very professional, but in such a gentle manner, and with such respect for our process and for his. And that's the other thing, he's an example. One, he and Sheri are examples of extraordinarily lovely, kind, generous human beings. But his example on a set, when we know that he's a writer, he's a musician, he's an artist, you know, there's sort of like nothing that he's a writer, he's an author. There's nothing that he doesn't do on a creative level. And he's accomplished that. And you know, odd, most wonderful, not odd, it's just I've never been in an environment with that much, what would it be? Yeah, I guess. And an integrity for his process, and so the integrity and gentleness is extended to you. I have never, I'm so grateful. I've never had an experience like it in my life. And all the cast members is great. He sets this beautiful little orb, gentle spin, and then it's going. And we're all in it.
I mean, in comparison, would any of you say that he was one of the best directors you've ever worked with? So do you want to work with again in the future?
I was working 2 jobs, so I'd go back and forth, and I was so stressed out in one. And then I'd come there, and I was like, you know, coming home and just putting on an old robe, and it gave you great freedom to do what we wanted. Lots of faith. I don't know how you felt with the lines and everything else, but he'd sit down and we'd write stuff, and he'd write everything and give you the great freedom to really trust an actor, and that's always been the best thing that's worked for me as a trip. And as far as working with his wife, it was great when they got to Salem, which is their home up there in Massachusetts. They would finish each other's sentences, and it was great because it was like, okay, we're going to go to this place for dinner because, you know, they couldn't crab and everything. This is the diner and all. It's just a couple of down-home folks with long hair and tattoos.
Unhealthy. You know, I have to say I've been blessed with working with a lot of directors. Peter Jackson, that we talked about in Frightmare, Louis Teague was very, very much the same kind of director. Good joke. Dan Black was just easy and fun and hysterical. And so I've been really blessed with a lot of directors like this, which is a good thing because I don't feel like I work for the assholes. Not fun for me. The egos, yeah.
The egos.
And I think Rob's the same way. You know, he is absolutely everything we said, but you don't want to cross him either. He's told me some stories, and mostly it's about people whose egos got so big that they couldn't appreciate what he was offering. And then he's done. You know, it's like, no, I'm the assholes.
Now, and when you first got the script, obviously it's directed to everybody. Was there anything that you read that sort of made you hesitate, or were you just gung-ho the entire time?
Oh, I hesitated big time. I hesitated big time because I do healing work. And I'm really very well known as an international healer and have 2 radio shows on about it. And here I have a script about helping somebody birth Satan's spawn. You know, and I'm going, how the hell is my healing community going to accept this? Right? And actually, when I went into my channel to get information, the channel said, Dee, it's just another war movie. You know, Satan is just another horror character. It was really interesting. So, yeah, I had to take pause about that other part of my life.
Did you have anything that you hesitate at all, Judy, or were you just...
No, and when you see it, I do say some pretty awful things, which is what my agent was concerned about. And I said, no, actually, that's what I like about this.
She rocked or what?
Like, I really got a kick out of hearing Dee Wallace say the word cunty. I thought that was amazing. Aw, she's shy about it now. What? No. Say it again.
No, cunt. I actually asked Rob when we got in that scene, because it wasn't written, and I said, I really think we need to juice this up. And he said, well, how? And I said, well, like, you know, cunt and things like that. And he looked at me and went, all right. Oh my God, that close-up that she did. Say it.
No, I can't. I've not seen it. They think,
Oh,
I think they did. I think you should probably look at yours and say
she
it.
went through an asshole. Oh my God. It is like, do not run into you in a dark alleyway.
The tea break was definitely over.
I apologize, we have to wrap it up because you have a photo opportunity actually with fans, but
Take questions.
no, unfortunately no, we gotta, oh, we're good? Oh, we do have time. I'm sorry, okay. All right, so I'm going up so many fans.
You can save her line, we got time.
Oh, okay. Judy, you have to look at him say
you know
it.
what? No, I don't want to. I can't remember exactly.
Just say one of the words.
And I don't want to mess it up. And there's going to be people here who haven't seen it. And I
Just remember her close-up.
well, just remember, before we do do something really bad to Bruce, I say some pretty awful things to him. But that is really what my agent was concerned about, is when I said, ooh, no. I'm very happy to see that. But if you have people here who haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it. It's one of my, I even do it with my own friends. If a friend tells me a story, I don't repeat it to another friend. I say, it's their story. They'll tell you.
You do have so many fans here. I really want to allow them to ask you questions. Okay. Go ahead.
Not really a question, it's more of a comment. It's for Patricia Quinn. My name's Kelly. I'm from Savannah, Texas. It's a really small border town next to Laredo. And my mom took me to see the Rock and Roll Picture Show in 1982. I was 12 years old. And I just want to say I love you, and I know I don't get the chance to marry you, but will you have double sex with me?
What, in public? Sorry?
For your heuristic intentions.
Yes.
Well, do you want to do it?
Wow. Oh, there we go. In the back. Speak loud.
Was it difficult to stick the face of a baby?
I didn't even know I'd done it.
All right, anybody else? Questions? Yes. Did any of you have a personal interest in witches? That being the subject of the film is your question.
No, to be honest, no. It was a good script, and that's what an actor looks for. Well, personally, I've played quite a lot of witches, or else maids. I can't quite figure that out.
Witches with a W, honey.
Anybody? That guy.
Yeah, did you guys experience any paranormal activity on the set? Anything weird happen?
The whole fucking set.
No, I was curious though. Obviously, you would be sisters in the sense that you're witches. You're not really sisters in the film. Has anybody
Are you sure of that?
Well, that's what I was just going to ask.
Well,
Did
I
anybody
think
ever
you're confused because we all had different accents. But actually, in Rocky Horror, everyone had a different accent. Little Nell was Australian. I thought I came from Transylvania and had Transylvania. And Tim Curry was doing Cheery in Paul's Road. And Richard O'Brien was going to come in. And nobody ever questioned it. So I think in the Lords of Salem, on the first day, Dee said, "Are you Brits going to talk with an English accent?" I said, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "But that's the man." That was Mr. Zombie who I just met. I said, "Excuse me, but are we talking?" Oh, and Judy said, "I am." And I thought, "Oh." And I said to Mr. Zombie, "Are we talking with English accents?" And he said, "Sure." He said, "Why do you think I hired you? It was for the voice." I said, "But I've been practicing my Betty Davis." Every word she just said is true.
But that means now we'd love to hear your Betty Davis. You put it on there.
I think we've got a road company of whatever happened to Baby Jane here. That's pretty good. We can cast it right now.
It's funny you should mention that. It's hard to get the rights. I thought definitely asking an old ace on stage. But who'll play Cary Grant?
Cary Grant's done it, Baby Jane. Victor
No.
Bono. We can get a Victor Bono.
Who's it?
He's a
Are we?
We're off track.
Historically, sisters was used a lot in witchery, or even when we first Jamestown, whatever, women would call each other sister. And so it really worked. Just didn't.
Actually, what Rob did was he took a take and looked at it, he said, well, you're not really sisters.
Well, that explains it.
He'd say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we would like to thank you so much for coming out and everything.